Hello all, and welcome back to the YouTube channel of All Day Chess. Whoa, what? Guys, last video I said to try and get 150 subscribers. You guys blew the support away. We're at 180 plus right now. Thank you all so much, and I can't wait to reach 200. It really means a lot, guys. And I appreciate you guys going down and hitting that subscribe button, liking the video, and turning on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to leave a comment below on what you think and what you'd like to see in the future. So guys, today I thought we'll go back to a GM game analysis. This game, though, is not any other regular game. It's the famous Nigel Short's King Walk. Now let's see what this game has to offer. So guys, this game was played between Nigel Short and Jan Timman. Jan Timman played the black pieces and Nigel Short played the white pieces. So, this game is really awesome and pretty famous as well. If you had a GOAT category for greatest of all time, this would definitely go in there. This is one of the greatest classics ever. So it started out with e4, and then knight f6, and then here Nigel Short played e5 right away, going after this knight. And then what happened is they played knight to d5, and then there was d4, supporting this e5 pawn, and then there was d6. And now we have knight to f3, g6. The problem is with g6, after you get your bishop fianchettoed, if you guys remember, fianchetto is not a cheese, but it's when you move your pawn, either your g pawn or b pawn up one square, and move your bishop to the square right behind it. Thing is, if you fianchetto this bishop right here, it's blocked by this e5 pawn. So let's see what happens. g6, bishop c4, going after this knight, and then knight b6, attacking this bishop, and then we drop the bishop back. Well, actually, Nigel Short dropped the bishop back. So both players have gotten some of their pieces out, both sides have castled, and it's looking good so far. h3, a5. Okay, so now I think black is trying to play a4, attacking this bishop. So, white does not allow that, and plays a4 himself. And then black takes d takes e5, and then white takes back with the pawn. And now here, black plays knight to d4. Now this is attacking this bishop and knight, and now white needs to trade off these pieces. So white does that indeed. If white doesn't trade off these pieces and play something like bishop here, oh no, you lose your queen, so that's bad, right? And if you play move your queen somewhere, then things could fall apart as this bishop's hanging, this knight's hanging, there's a bunch of threats. So that's why Nigel Short decided to take back. And then they took with their queen, obviously, and now they played rook to e1, supporting this pawn on e5. And here it's fine that they trade this bishop for knight, because usually that's good for you, and black has a bishop here, which is really important. Knight to d5, knight to f3, attacking this queen. Then the queen drops back to c5, and then queen comes to e4. So lots of time, or what's happening right now is, so they developed their pieces and then they castled, and now they're just moving around trying to spot a weakness and go after it. So queen e4, and then queen to b4, and now bishop to c4, so that these queens don't get traded, which white does not want. He does not want the queens to be traded. And now knight b6, attacking this bishop. And then what happens is b3. And now white has a very solid pawn structure, all of these pawns and the bishop, which is holding everything together. But now knight takes e4. And here white could take with the queen, but then again, white does not want to trade queens, so he takes back with the pawn. Now white does have doubled pawns, so it's not the greatest, but we'll see what happens. Now black plays rook to e8, and white plays rook to d1, and black plays queen to c5. Next, what happens is white slides the queen over to h4. Now there's some idea later on of knight g5 and queen takes h7, and maybe some checkmating idea coming up soon. But then black plays b6, so now black has their own pawn structure, just like white did. Nice. But this seems to be a little bit inaccurate, because it doesn't seem to be developing the bishop or something. Maybe bishop b7 ideas, but we'll see. So then after b6, there's bishop e3. Nice move by white. The goal of this move is to attack this queen. And now queen to c6. See, now after the queen comes back to c6, this is exactly why b6 isn't great. Now the bishop can't come to b7, and now black himself is suffocating him. So after queen to c6, there was bishop h6. The goal of this move is to try and trade off these bishops so that white can place the knight to g5 and start an attack. But of course, black does not want that, so he plays bishop to h8. Next, there was rook to d8, swinging it and bringing everyone to the party. Now if rook takes d8, this is really bad because queen takes, queen here, and oh no, you've gotten checkmated. So after rook to d8, black simply plays bishop to b7. So now if you take here, this rook can take back and something like that, right? So this rook is not hanging. So after bishop to b7, rook a to d1, protecting this rook, and then bishop to g7, bringing the bishop back, which is a little bit interesting because I don't think this is very correct because they moved the bishop back so that they won't trade it, but now they're bringing it back here. So I feel like it's a little bit waste of a move. So now we have rook 8 d7, which is moving this rook over here, and now there can be some threats on this f7 square, right? So bishop takes here, for example, king takes, and then knight here. So then they're threatening this f7 square and this h7 square. So then what happens is so the last move was rook e to d7. And as I said, the idea was to go after these f7 and h7 squares. Next, what happens is rook f8 to protect this f7 square. But now we have bishop takes g7, and here's where things start to get a little bit interesting. Now you have king takes g7, and then rook 1 to d4. So now we're bringing everyone to the party. All of our rooks, the knight, and the queen. Right, so then black plays rook a to e8, and now queen f6 check. Oh boy, here it comes. King g8. Now h4. The idea is to play h5, but black shuts that down immediately and plays h5. But I told you this game would be interesting for a reason. One of the most spectacular games and ideas. We always try and say, bring everyone to the party. Who's not in the party? Let's see, excluding pawns, of course. This rook is in the action. This rook is also in the action. This knight is ready to hop to g5 at any moment. This queen is also very much in the action. Usually we don't do this. But now it's time for the king to arise. Let's go. We're moving our king. King to h2. One step at a time. Let's go. Rook to c8. Okay, who cares? King to g3. Oh my, what are we doing? Rook c to e8? Black is just not playing any moves because he doesn't have anything. But now what happens? Who cares? King f4. We're gonna march our king to victory. And then they play bishop c8, attacking the rook. And now who cares? King g5. What a move. If they take here, then we don't even care about this. We bring our king to h6. And just like the bishop used to be here, we're bringing our king here, and checkmate on g7 is unstoppable, no matter what they do. Let's say they move their rook here, okay, checkmate. Let's say they move their bishop here, okay, then that's fine. We'll still do, actually, no, bishop back? Yeah, who cares, checkmate. Now, queen takes, knight. Oh, should we take back the free queen? Nope, checkmate. This is a crazy game. Like, imagine, okay, we get a recap. This king just went from here and just marched his way to victory. And after king to g5, they simply resigned. Right? Timman, he couldn't do anything. This is game over. What an absolute game. I hope you guys really enjoyed the GM game analysis. Yo, guys. Well, that wraps up today's game and episode of GM Game Analysis. I really hope you guys like it. This was one of the most hyped games and craziest games I've ever seen. Well, without further ado, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, turn on post notifications, and all that good stuff. And I hope to see you guys next video.